Pleasure to meet you. Talk about this film.
You
First
too.
of all, it's a very surreal experience to go up those steps together as a team, watch the movie. How did you live the whole experience?
Uh, well, those things are kind of, they're not deeply rooted in reality. There's something kind of bizarre about them anyway. Just in general, it's hard to accept them as being a normal thing. But do you know, like the process of making the movie and things it's been one of the best experiences I've ever had, and something that I'm so proud to have, been a part of in any way. So, kind of, being here in Cannes is at a place where I think seems like a place which is very accepting of a movie like this, which, a movie which is like very unapologetic about what
A
it's
lot
trying
of
to do,
things.
and what it's trying to represent in cinema, and putting with Ryan's style, stamping his style on it so firmly. I feel it's like the perfect place for it to be, and so to be here and doing that, like, that's the most exciting thing.
Well, it's very interesting to talk about deeply rooted in reality because the film, in a way, is quite poetic and allegorical, and on the other, side, it talks about, all those subject matters
Yeah.
that are very important to a lot of people. So is that the interest in that story as well,
Yeah,
that
I
kind of
think-
conflict that all those characters have?
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to talk about it. It's like, on the one hand, it's kind of got this surreal fairy tale quality. It's got this dreamlike quality where you're kind of questioning whether parts you're like, wow, is this a dream or is this real? Like,
Yeah, exactly. Is it psychedelic or is
Yeah.
it allegorical?
But on the other hand, there's like, there's this kind of, a lot of it when we were on set, when we were doing it, was like deeply rooted in reality. That was the thing that we were really going for. When we would come into set and Ryan would chuck away pages of script and be like, what feels real? Like, what's the realest thing for you to do here? What feels right? Or is this not working at all? Because we can change it. We can go somewhere else. So that was kind of always rooted in there. So those two things do kind of conflict, don't they? Like, and when you've got a reality within that surreal world, then it becomes this kind of really cool
Movie.
thing. Yeah.
Well, it was a little bit the same with the location. We're talking about, a rundown
Right.
buildings and quite a surrounding that could look like a slum, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden on the screen, it looks quite poetic and beautifully shot. So was that a surprise for you, or did it feel like that when you were on set?
No, that's really true. It's like, Detroit has this, like there's a bit kind of near the start where I'm in this kind of old theatre, chopping
Yeah.
stuff up and kind of pans down, and there's this place which, must have had. I'm trying to think of you must have had this amazing history. You can almost like hear the applause and the stuff just when you see a building like that, like the echo of it, and that kind of sets the stage for what it is, and it's this amazing grand place that's just it's been pulled apart. It's just falling up. It's literally falling apart. And kind of sets the tone for a lot of that kind of stuff. And yeah, Detroit's kind of, in a lot of senses, it's quite a metaphorical place, in terms of
true.
the idea of the American dream and how it's kind of mirrored the idea of that and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's definitely like a tone, like an aspect of the film. And Detroit is definitely a character in the film.
Oh no, absolutely, and the tone as well is about all those characters being stuck in the past and not being able to move on. Except him, he is him and her, but
Yeah.
they're kind of that drive towards the future. So first of all, how closely did you work with Sosha on that idea?
Oh, we became like best friends.
She's wonderful. She's such a chameleon.
She's
this
the
girl.
best, and she's someone who she's a very, very real person. Like, she knows exactly where she's from. She's very true to her roots, and like, I think no matter the amount of success she has, that'll never change. And that's like the best quality I could ever say about her. But she's also just, she's got a very good eye for what's good. She loves movies, and she's a great actress as well. So yeah, that was like, we would hang out all the time and just like sit around and watch movies. But everyone on set, there was this kind of, Ryan used a good word, he said there was like this synergy,
There was.
when we were there. And big part of that was because of him, everyone was such a big fan of his, and then also the script that he wrote, that everyone kind of very, very quickly, as soon as we got there, became quite united just in what we were trying to do. Everyone came together, and it was a really exciting time in that aspect. There was people were constantly coming up with ideas and sharing them and talking about it, and it was constantly like topic of conversation wherever we went, and and yeah, it was amazing. And Detroit, in that sense, kind of felt like our playground. You know, it was this amazing place where we were just going out and using it. You know, there was a lot of times where we would go out with a small crew with Ryan, you know, and 2 other guys, and just, you know, at like 3 a.m. and just go out and film stuff. You know.
It's true.
Yeah.
Well, it feels like he infused this passion to everybody, Ryan, because
Yeah.
he's interested in everything: the
Mhm.
photography, the music, the actors.
Mhm.
Does it help as well in a performance when you have a director that has that kind of energy?
Yeah, definitely. He's got the most amazing imagination, and he's
Yes.
someone who all day he'll never leave set, and he you know, he'll be carrying as when they're moving sets, he's picking stuff up and carrying it around, like he wants to like feel like he's really there doing it, and he gets excited by it. Like you know, you can see him, like, you know, when they're changing between shots, he's thinking, well, what else can we do while they're doing that? Like, let's shoot something, let's shoot a little bit here, and that's, you know, he's always finding these moments, and he, rather than try and, I think like in some films I've seen, there's a tendency to you know, script moments of magic, you know,
Yeah.
like try and get them, and I think sometimes that's lost in cinema, like this old,
Yeah, you can't have them.
yeah, like some of the old classics really are classics, just like coincidence that these like magical moments happened in them.
Yeah.
And I think Ryan understands that. He waits for those moments and sees they're happening. You know, a lot of times they won't, of course, but sometimes they do. You know, and Landon the Kid's a
Yeah.
great example of that. You know, someone who would generally not do what you want him to do in the script. Like, he would do his own thing. He was like, we used to call him
Yeah.
Marlon Brando, because he was just like, he was like, nah, I'm not going to do this scene
That's
today.
true.
But then he would do something which would make it all worthwhile that you just weren't expecting.
Yeah, like that scene of the bully character where the older woman was not supposed to be
Yeah.
there, and then all of a sudden he's leading her dance.
That's probably my favourite scene in the film.
Did you have one of them yourself?
One of-
Those improvised scenes that, you know, those moments of magic that you're talking about.
Yeah, we improvised a lot of scenes. We improvised like, yeah, most of it. You know, one good one was there's a sequence where Bones goes out on a date with Rat, and they're kind of going around the streets, and we just kind of went out like a small crew, like 3, you know, from 2 to 3 or 4 in the morning, and we just kind of went about and improvised and did all these scenes, and that was one of the best times I had.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Does everyone, you know, every character have a nickname, or is it the name of every character? What's the explanation to everyone being called Bones and Bully and Rat?
Bones and Bully. I mean, I think you need to ask Ryan more about that one. I suppose you know, some names I think might be significant to him in other ways, or whatever. You know, I mean, Bones is, yeah, there's definitely something significant in that name, but it's, you know, it's meant to be a nickname. You know, and he's with Bully, like, it's, you know, it's quite an evident thing, I suppose. Yeah.
It's very aptly named, let's put
Yeah.
it this way.
Yeah, you know, and yeah, I suppose, yeah, they are nicknames. Yeah.
And finally, what's next for you after this experience?
I'm doing a TV series in America just now, so we're gonna go back and do the 2nd season of that,
What's it called?
which I'm excited about. It's called Agents of Shield.
Oh, of course, it's the Marvel series, yes.
Oh, cool, yeah.
I haven't seen it, but it's very famous, yeah.
Oh, cool, yeah. No, it's good fun. It's really good fun, and so gonna go back and do that, and yeah, just kind of take it as it comes, you know. Like, if I would love to have the opportunity to, you know, be able to work with Ryan every day and do stuff with him, but yeah, so that's kind of like my main kind of focus, the TV series just now, and